The volatility today, my friends, absolutely insane. The Nasdaq, I don't even know what's going on, but let's talk about it. The Nasdaq right here. Taking a look at the Nasdaq. Overnight, a big move down. We had a double bottom down there. 17,354. Absolutely insane. At one point, the Nasdaq was down 5%. Yeah, 5% on the day. Yeah, this morning I was like, oh my God, we're gonna hit a circuit breaker here today. But luckily the bulls came to play. The market opened. We got long at open. I want to show you guys this trade right here. We did this live on YouTube. Getting long off of this bounce off of the 17,500 area for a nice 150 push back up there. A little over like 120 points, over 100 points on this trade. There you can see buying at 31 and selling there at 650. So 530, 650, 120 points. I'll take it. What a beautiful move here. Absolutely beautiful. And the reason I took this trade, very simple reason to it, is as you can see here, we had that double bottom, right? And I'm like looking at it like, okay, we had a pretty strong double bottom, bang, bang, bang here on the Nasdaq. I think there's a good chance that we kind of at least try to retrace. Just try to retrace. That's, something, retrace here. Look at the 15-minute chart. We had the VWAP to the upside, that 500 level. We talk about this all the time. Anytime those like a whole number, 500, 400, 300, whatever it is, those whole numbers will act as support, resistance. And you can see this morning, we dipped down right to that 17,500 area. I saw the buyers stepping in there on the book map for a second. And I'm like, okay, it's time to party. So it ended up getting long off that push off the 17,500s, and it ripped up 300 points there in a matter of 15 minutes. It's still going up, still going crazy. We had some opportunity to make some trades here off of the pivot point there. We had a pivot point break. We had the 15-minute range set up. We had the VWAP getting touched there, the push up to that pivot point to pivot point. There was a pivot point there, 18,043. That broke through. We pulled back. We pushed up to that pivot point there. And, well, that's all she wrote, I guess. The market making absolutely insane moves today. And a lot of people I know trying to fight the trend this morning. People trying to get short at open. And it's not a good idea. You can see here today trading basically one or two contracts, locking in 4,000, a couple Apex, a couple evaluation accounts, mostly funded accounts, but locking in some beautiful profits here. People ask me about the consistency rule, the 30%. Just because there's a consistency rule doesn't mean that you're not allowed to make profit. You just got to be consistent. If you're going to trade and you're going to make $1,000 a day, well, you can't make $1,000 one day and then the next day make $5 and then hope to get a payout. You have to be consistent in your overall sizing and your strategy and show consistency, right? Apex wants to see you be consistent, and the best way to be consistent is to follow, a trade plan, have a setup that you normally take, trade with similar size. Don't put on 100 contracts and then all of a sudden only trade one contract after you make money. And, well, the Nasdaq, again, kind of going back here to the 15-minute chart, we had the 15-minute opening range, the breakout there. This is our 9:30 candle right there. 9:30 candle, right? Yeah, market opens 9:30. Look what happens. We break to the upside there. We pull back. We turn the 15-minute range into what? Into support. We get the push up, bang, 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 all the way to the 18,300s there. Kind of look and see what other kind of good trades I got today to show you guys. Pull this up one more time. Let me see what else we got here. Trying to look. Didn't go too crazy. Pretty mellow and overall style of trading today, I do feel like. But yeah, just some like quick scalps. This is a little trade right here on this one. You can see just kind of getting that little breakout, little pullback. We pulled back into the EMA here. We pulled back in the EMA, that 650 area. We push up and ended up taking it from the 81s up there to the 11s, little 30 points. It went even higher from there. But in general, today is definitely one of those days where you got to be careful. You got to look at these candles and be like, wow, this is a 2-minute candle going from 800 to 100. So what is that? Like 200 points in a 1-minute candle. there's just no way that you can hold through these pops and these drops. You have to be sticking to a plan. You have to be waiting. You have to be patient. You have to wait for a good setup. And today was definitely one of those days that you needed to be patient. There's a lot of momentum, market moving, a lot of volatility, markets all over the place. The big reversal this morning. Like I said, I know a lot of people were looking for shorts right out of the gate. People in the chat were like, oh, it's a short, it's a short. I'm going to get short. I'm going to get short. And then, well, you're like, well, it might not be a good idea. And that's one thing that I really want to put out there for you guys to understand, that just because the market's selling off does not mean, if it's selling off all night, doesn't mean that the market is going to keep going down lower at open. It's just not how it goes. You can see here on the QQQ, trying to fill the gap here from Friday. I mean, honestly, from where we were at the open, down there at the 420s, now up here to almost 440, a 20-point move back up. An absolute crazy move. Like I said, we were down 5%. Now we're down like 2.4%. There's still room to the upside. That gap is there, a massive gap still to get filled. And the Nasdaq still, kind of just bouncing back here and pushing back up. I think when you get these types of moves, this type of reaction overnight, you have to expect some type of kind of retracement. Even if the overall story is like, look at the hourly chart, like you're just kind of expecting, some type of pushback up. Even if this does roll off now from here, okay, fine, it rolls off from there. But seeing that double bottom, it kind of, you were just like, this is looking really good for a play back up to there, and then maybe that move back down. But there's just no way that you can get short right there at open after you see that double bottom kind of playing out there. Pre-market, 8 o'clock, we held that double bottom, that low, the low on that candle, 17,351, the low on that candle, 17,362. So the bull's stepping back in there, getting it back up. And look at that push back above the 18,000s. Pivot point there at the 18,055. And, well, the market doing what it's doing, baby, making moves. And, well, we're all here to witness it. If you guys enjoy these videos, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button. Tune in 9 a.m. We're live every day right here on the channel. We got a lot of new stuff coming. We're doing it big, so make sure you check it out. And right now, Apex, 80% off, 1-day pass. If you guys want to learn more, you know where to be, where to do it. So there it is. A historically massive drop overnight, and then a pretty big bounce back. I mean, it's pretty crazy to look at, the daily candle. Look at that daily candle right now. Massive wick on the bottom of that daily candle. I mean, absolutely massive. I mean, the wick on the bottom of this candle is honestly bigger than most of the daily, volume or volatility there. Like, that wick alone is larger than most of the total day movements. I mean, you see some days we barely move. The days where we barely move, and then you look at a day like today when we made a big, massive move. And it's interesting because look at the daily chart pivot point right there. 17,479. Is it a coincidence? I don't know. I'm kind of, I want to see how this plays out. There's a pivot point up there, 18,492 next. Kind of bounced off that on Friday. How does this play out today? We'll find out. If you guys haven't hit that like button, subscribe button, well, tune in tomorrow morning, Tuesday, Turbo Tuesdays. Peace to the Middle East. See you.